According to the divine, your soulmate entered into an undisclosed agreement. Although you may experience feelings of disorientation or uncertainty, it is imperative that you refrain from disregarding this message, as you are about to discover something essential that you are currently overlooking. Today, I am speaking from the heart, God said. Heaven sees that you made a mistake. Even after you leave, these words will stay with you. Please refrain from scrolling past. Instead, concentrate. This was precisely what you required at the appropriate moment. You will disregard a warning that could dramatically affect your course. I will not remain silent today if you do not attend to it at this time. This is not a whisper from above. I am uttering a deafening cry from the heavens. I am dissatisfied with your actions, decisions, and results. Scrolling down or turning away isn't an option right now. That action will result in the loss of a valuable item that is essential to your requirements. There is an opportunity to start over, to correct the situation, and a warning that inspires compassion. If you'd only halt and listen. If your heart is still receptive, say, Amen. Please do not delay. Perform this basic activity to demonstrate your attentiveness. I've been gazing at you. Not only your petitions, but also the decisions you made when no one else was watching. You acted as if you were unconscious of my statements. That is what I observed. You should not have done that, but you did. You endeavored to rationalize my statements as inaccurate. You suppress your emotions. You were led by your heart, which communicated exactly what was right. It was a major occasion. Heaven does not consider defiance that appears to be indifferent. I assure you that I am not being unkind. Because your spirit is too vital to let you break down and pretend that everything is fine, I must speak with you. You thought that I was not following the flow. You believed that I was indifferent due to my silence. However, it was a privilege to remain silent. There was opportunity, time, and compassion. However, the opportunity has now passed. This has incited a surge of emotion within me, and I am unable to remain silent. You jumped ahead of a queue. You permit someone to enter. I urged you not to contact. Even worse, you did it with assurance, as if my words no longer applied to you. That is why paradise is sad. That is what elicits an authentic emotional response in me. The error was not the only issue. It was also the pride that accompanied it. It's not a single error. This is about forming a pattern, having a tough heart, and living an unknown existence. I am made to feel terrible by the way you treat me, despite your assertion that God knows my heart. I'm aware of your sentiments. That is the reason I am present with you. I am able to discern the truth even when you attempt to conceal it from yourself. Please keep this in mind. You are in dangerous circumstances. If you believe this is true and God is seeking to speak with you, it is not too late. However, that opportunity is rapidly diminishing. You are no longer permitted to disregard my compassion. You are unable to continue expressing your desire for positive outcomes while disregarding the regulations I have established. It took some time. I have been benevolent. However, I now communicate as the formidable force that I am. If you choose to ignore this notice, do not claim that you were unaware of it. Heaven has designated this instant. Your spirit ceased to exist. I'm aware that you heard me. You will be required to provide an explanation for your subsequent actions. I recall your identity. Despite the intensity of my feelings at the moment, I remember why I created you. I recall the unique design I created for you spiritually before you were born, the reason you were born, and what summoned you. That is why this is so significant. That is why I am unable to release it. No, I did not require you to make elementary errors. I did not choose you since you will only partially follow my directions. I will not permit you to disintegrate while I maintain an air of tranquility. You're mine. If you are of the opinion that God is currently communicating with your spirit, kindly consider liking this video. I encouraged you to be cautious. I introduced people into your life to help. I tried to communicate a message to you in the dark, but you couldn't hear me. You pursued personal gain, approval, and comfort in the belief that they would restore your essence to its original state. However, it has not happened. Still, you feel isolated and empty. It was never intended for you to be content with the world's offerings. I compelled you to follow my orders rather than your emotions. It is impossible to build one's life on weak foundation and then complain when catastrophe hits. It is unacceptable for you to mock me. This message is not meant to bring you harm. It is there to stimulate you. It doesn't indicate that I have strong feelings. They were completely cleaned. They are the flames that consume what is detrimental to your health. You felt you could get away with it, but God noticed. I am intervening at this time because I am too committed to you to let you continue. A transformation is imminent. You have two options: reconsider and return, or resist and face the circumstance. However, be aware that you will not disregard me. The voice within you has told you to flee, as if it were a cause of embarrassment. However, I would like to inform you that the internal sensation is a gift. Use cautious to avoid falling. I'm reaching out to grab your hand. Refrain from pushing it away. Please desist from trying to excuse my statements. Do not be haughty while your spirit is low. You are unable to keep both my pledges and your faults. The one will drive the other away. Take an informed judgment. Select immediately. It is best to dismiss this information because the adversary intended for you to take it as yet another worrisome message. However, I do not overcomplicate or exaggerate matters. That is accurate. This is the Lord of Truth speaking to your spirit. This mirror is not intended to induce feelings of inferiority. The goal is to ensure your safety. If you do not act and look away from this mirror, you will be evaluated critically. I am still close to my kindness. I have not abandoned you despite my deep affection for you. I do not call you back to show off my pride or to follow rigorous regulations. Rather, I do so to honor the cross, purity, and the act of giving up. Proceed to the location where my blood was expended to acquire the items you are currently using. You couldn't recall how much I paid. You overlooked the fact that the hands you used to pray should not be used to fuel your shortcomings. The world may applaud your freedom of expression, but heaven acknowledges the compromise. I am aware of the actions you took. I understand the way you stated your reasoning. I'm aware of the stories you've told yourself to downplay the gravity of the issue. However, it is an important topic, which is why I am here again. Not to murder you, but to render you vulnerable prior to your demise. The angels noticed, despite your expectations, that I would not. The situation left the spirit deeply disheartened. I now speak with the voice of someone who feels righteous, rather than the calmness of forbearance. I gave you a voice so that you may express the truth and not try to hide unpleasant facts. I granted you authority in order to guide others to me, rather than the darkness you are defending. It is not just about you. The adversary is aware that your acts will continue endlessly. He demands that you make sacrifices, since your goal is dangerous to him. Heaven has identified you, implying that purgatory has been monitoring your activities. If you are of the opinion that God is aware of all things and still desires your heart, you will understand my sentiment. In the midst of your bustling life, in the silence, you nearly wept for no apparent cause. That was me. What were your thoughts? Fear was the only motivator. No, it was a strong emotion that I felt. That was your spirit reminding itself of its identity. You are separate from the majority. I informed you about it. You were chosen, beckoned, and designated. Every time you attempted to conform to the world, you experienced a sense of unease, as your spirit was unable to find tranquility in the environment that I had summoned you from. I understand the sorrow this brings, but the truth usually always causes more harm than good. This does not indicate that I have lost interest in you. It's because I haven't had any previous conversations. Despite your flaws, I can still see your purpose. I can still see the child I conceived in a hidden spot, the one who longs for my presence. In church, that individual would weep and lower their head in reverence. That piece of yourself has persisted. Despite the fact that you have concealed them beneath the noise, the errors, the pride, and the excuses, they remain. Additionally, I'm extracting them. I'm not an eccentric recluse. My name is your father, and I am the leader of the people I adore. I am instructing you on what to do at this time, not because I have distanced myself from you, but rather because I desire for you to return to me. You're not left to your own devices. People are looking for you. I am going to alter your plans. I am disturbing your peace. I will demonstrate the fabrications that you accepted. For what reason? Why? Because I am aware of upcoming occurrences. If you do not alter your course immediately, the situation will become too overwhelming for you to manage. Despite the fact that you made your decisions in secret, the consequences are becoming clear. You are unable to overcome your fear, lingering guilt, and incapacity to connect with others, even when they are present. This is the result of spiritual distance, and the longer you wait to make a change, the harder your heart becomes. Avoid letting your feelings harden. Don't let your vanity tell you that this isn't the best option for you. This is intended for your use. I would refrain from providing any extra opinions. Do you remember how it felt to be near to me, at ease despite the commotion around us? That was not just a phase. That was your essence at peace. To return to that state, it is necessary to relinquish control and modify one's course of action. Joy is impossible when darkness and light are combined. The secret existence is taking you away. It is detrimental to your spiritual well-being. You've been acting as if everything is fine, but you know there's a problem. I hope to restore your health. I desire to cleanse you. However, I will not oblige you. I gave you the option because affection is only true when you have a choice, not because I wanted you to make the incorrect decision. That is why I am approaching you once more. Despite the fact that my voice looks hard or even powerful, it is truly full of kindness. I am more concerned about you than you realize, and I am more concerned than anyone else has ever expressed. I sacrificed my life so that you could live in freedom. I did not die to witness your death as a result of your errors. Express your convictions and the date on which you intend to return. You were deceived by your adversary. He said that it was too late. The disgrace and chains were too powerful, and you'd already done enough damage. Conversely, I am the deity who dismantles shackles. I am known as God, and I can interact with dead bones, leading them to reanimate. I am the God who returns lost children to their homes, not to punish them, but to adore them. You are not at a tremendous distance. You just need to make one option in order to return. Nevertheless, you must use prudence. This cannot be postponed. It is possible that tomorrow will not come. Silence is the result of disregarding an internal emotion. You also do not want to have the sensation of ceasing to talk. When I speak quietly, peace does not always follow. It is possible that I permitted you to make your own decisions. I am opposed to that. I am anxious to guide you, chat with you, and walk beside you again. However, you are forced to choose that. I will refrain from coercing love. I won't force you to leave. You are cordially invited. When I encouraged you to give up an item, you clung to it and prayed for a good outcome. You desire to improve while continuing to engage in the activity that caused you harm. This is not the case. You are suffering because you are unable to get a benefit from me. I will not, because I am too committed to you to allow chains to give you discomfort. However, my authority will meet you immediately if you are prepared to relinquish the possessions you have been clinging to. I will retrieve what was misplaced. I will resolve the issue. I will fix the problem you thought was beyond repair. That is how I exist as God. It is both beautiful and sacred, and it is also brimming with kindness and new beginnings. I do not require you to be perfect. Please inform me of the truth. I only ask for your candor in expressing, God, I made a mistake. However, I do not wish to remain here. Give me a willing spirit and I will handle the rest. If you don't wake up now, your life may look different in a few days. This is an interruption from God. I am shaking the ground on which you are standing. My purpose is not to injure you. Rather, it is to repair the damage created by the adversary. It is probable that you mislead a few people. Your actions may have been motivated by the desire to appear attractive, such as reading verses, raising your hands in adoration, and uttering appropriate statements. However, I see facets of you that no one else does. The regions that cry at night. The sections that cause me to wonder if I am still reading. You are determined to persist despite your regret for your acts because you believe it is too late to make a difference. There is still a possibility. Not yet. That is why I am present. This is why you are hearing this. Shame need not be the conclusion of one's narrative. If you believe that God is still writing your tale, you may have previously felt a stronger connection to my spirit. When a music moves you to tears. When you were concerned about my words, you did not take them as advice. However, you gradually began to change. You experienced a sense of tranquility. You changed my truth to fit your lifestyle rather than allowing my truth to impact yours. That is where the injury originated. It wasn't a single big fall. It was the justifications and the large number of tiny children. Maintaining silence when it would have been more appropriate to engage in conversation. They made you laugh, even though they made me sad. You were under the impression that it was secure. However, you are now experiencing a sense of disconnection. You utter prayers, but they appear to be futile. Every time you go to worship, the experience is the same. Despite the fact that you continue to read the Bible, it fails to evoke the same level of emotion as it once did. This is because you haven't completely stopped complying. I saw you leave me. I shall not show myself as if everything is perfect when it is not. I'll refrain from showing my appreciation for you as you approach a precipice. I plan to raise my voice. I intend to erupt in a fit of rage. I will break through the clutter if required. Because you are still mine, I selected you prior to the onset of your issues, even before you took the correct course of action. I recognized your fragility and gave you a sense of purpose. You were intended for a greater purpose than this. This is why errors do not offer you delight. This is why your current relationship feels more like a burden than a gift. This is why the objects that formerly made you happy now leave you feeling empty. I marked you because when I mark something, it cannot grow in the dark. I am aware of the events that transpired in relation to your conviction that God is summoning you to return to the light. I saw the sorrow, disappointment, and requests you thought I hadn't heard. During those times, you realized that it was easier to repress your emotions. I'm aware. You probably believed that if God loved me, he would not have allowed things to happen. You will ultimately understand the material that is currently beyond your comprehension. I didn't abandon you. I ensured your safety. It was advice that was provided to you when you believed it was rejection. It was intended to protect you, but you saw it as a sort of retribution. I never abandoned you, even during the most terrible times. However, I require your return with a full heart, without conditions or reluctance. However, I do not wish for you to simply comply with my directives. I wish for you to give up your attempts. I desire to witness your authentic self, despite any imperfections. I am capable of answering your uncertainties. I understand your concerns, however, I will not bless you for your opposition. I shall refrain from writing on subjects you refuse to discuss. If it is hidden, it grows. If you bring it to me, I'll treat it. You are still free to make a decision. You are adept at convincing others that you are in good health by maintaining a smile and feigning well-being despite the discomfort you are experiencing. However, the weight is palpable when it is silent. That pressure is not accidental. That is my essence, informing you that there is more. Your essence was never designed to withstand this lifestyle. I did not compel you to perpetually endure feelings of shame and remorse. I compelled you to walk in truth, power, peace, and freedom. It is still possible, but it will not happen until you change your strategy. It is impossible to resist what you continue to value. You are unable to be interested in the item I advised you to leave behind if you desire total freedom. It is now necessary to be open about one's current location and the events that have occurred. In order to enable healing, we must first share the truth. I won't repair it since you assume it's not defective. If you provide me with the item, I will make it new. I am not impressed with the product's appearance. I can still recognize that the heart is mine, despite its fatigue and anguish when I gaze upon it. This is why I am denying you permission to remain. As a result, I'm stirring and irritating you. You cannot be comfortable with compromise while being a part of me. My love, you are unable to accomplish it. You're perplexed as to why opportunities keep disappearing and peace continues to elude you. Why? Because I have been removing the things that you should never rely on. The object of your desire has been impeded in order to facilitate the fulfillment of your genuine needs, which are mine. You were ignorant that your objectives would lead to your demise. I entered. I am currently offering you with a decision. It is still possible to find compassion. There is still space available at my table. However, do not interpret this as a lack of sympathy. I do not ignore errors out of compassion. It reaches them. It doesn't ignore your past. It rectifies the situation. However, you are obliged to pivot. It is imperative that you relinquish control. Ignore the idea of having one foot in my truth and the other in the real world. The enemy owns the fence on which you have been perched. It is now necessary to terminate its use. I have a better alternative for you. The kind of existence that doesn't make you cry at night. A calm that persists even in the face of disaster. A joy that is irrevocable. A strong will that helps you get through difficult times. However, the process commences with the decision to surrender. I did not make you settle down. I did not contact you to assimilate. You are unique. In that case, it is impossible for you to maintain your current lifestyle. I am quite confident in you. Nevertheless, I refrained from relinquishing hold. I always noticed the artifacts that remained within you. That is why I am present at this time. You are being saved before you damage the benefits I had planned for you, not to shame you. You are on the verge of losing something that I was willing to retrieve. I am extending my hand to you. Accept it. Due to my reticence, you believe that I was distant. I did not retreat, as you may have expected. I've been monitoring, waiting, and speaking gently to you despite the anguish in your heart, moments, and people. I allowed certain components to break down while you were building them without my assistance. I refrained from responding to specific petitions not out of indifference, but because I couldn't let you succeed in a way that set you apart from me. You assumed I was being unjust, but I was merely being honest. I understand the hardship you have had if you believe God desires your return to Him. You have wept in private and smiled in public. When you tried to pray, it seemed like your words hit a wall. Are you still present, God? You inquired. I did not leave. I was present with you, even when you fled. Presently, it is imperative that you cease your pursuit. Abandon the act of deception. Do not try to avoid the discomfort by indulging in other activities. Stop disguising your true emotions with fleeting pleasures. Numbness was not intended for you. This is the reason why none of it has truly brought you joy. It was intended for you to accompany me as you were intended to be with me. This is the reason why home does not resemble any other place, and it will not until you return. I have not disqualified you. Your goal has not been compromised. However, I will not make you walk in it. You must choose me once more in all respects. Not really. This is not always the case. I require each and every one of you. Your time, thoughts, choices, and desires. For me to appreciate you, you must be genuine, not the artificial version that hides the conflict within. I have observed it occur previously: guilt, a transformation of heart, and subsequently the repetition of the same errors. You want to be free, but you've kept the chains nearby. Despite your claim that you have accomplished the assignment, you keep your grasp. That secret, friendship, habit, or bargain must be ended. Despite your assurances that it wasn't as bad as it seemed, anything that prevents you from being with me is excessive. At the same time, you are inflicting harm on both your physical and spiritual well-being, and the wound becomes more severe as time passes. If you believe that God's kindness will continue to support you, you are ready to access power. A powerful force. The ability to interrupt cycles, remove humiliation, and heal unspoken hurts. However, you will not be able to experience that power until you cease to safeguard the object that I am attempting to remove. You crave my blessing, but you continue to participate in trivial things behind closed doors. Do not believe that I carry resentment toward you. I will not ignore it because I love you too much to let it ruin your spirit. Before I provide you with additional items, I am still awaiting your satisfactory utilization of the items I have already provided. You desire tranquility. However, harmony cannot endure when individuals yield. You want happiness, but rage does not promote happiness. You want to be clear, but you still allow uncertainty to infiltrate your conversation. You already know the response. Individuals must follow your orders. What action should you take? I've already informed you. I've already informed you about the stuff you should eliminate. I did not intend for you to miss my message. You were unwilling to perform the task. I am not discussing your photograph. I want to talk with your heart, the part of you that longs for reintegration, the tired part that is hesitant to act, and the part that continues to think. Although you may feel vulnerable, it is precisely in these situations that my strength shines through. No, you do not need to recover before returning. Simply arrive. I am going to restore your health. I'm going to tidy. However, I require you to give up your position. I need your affirmative reaction. I led my people with a murderer despite the fact that some people believe you can't win because you failed. An individual guarded my agents. I employed my daughter to inform people that I had risen from the dead. When you sincerely apologize for wrongdoing, your mistakes do not obstruct my goals. You are not very unclean. You are not severely damaged. You are not at a tremendous distance. Stop sprinting and turn around. This is the right time. This is compassion. This will ensure that you don't miss my communication. If you ignore this matter, the effects will go beyond your feelings. And they will last endlessly because they are spiritual. However, the scenario may change if you answer. I will retrieve something that you believed was permanently lost. I will transform disorder into loveliness. I will restore your health. However, it is feasible to fulfill both tasks. Subsequently, it will not transpire. You're either mine or not. I desire to have you as my partner. You were born with a purpose, not just to exist. I'm not just surviving, I'm also carrying my light. To be resilient, to express oneself, to love with integrity, and to adhere to the truth. The world requires what I implant in you. This explains why the adversary has made such tremendous effort to obscure your identity. He isn't worried about your well-being. He desires that you contact him. He is concerned about the effects of your lack of hope. That is why I am standing before you again, but this time with fire instead of fury. Heavenly fire. I have no intention of causing you damage. Rather, I am removing all roadblocks to your advancement. Please avoid from becoming afraid. Burn away the pride, dread, shame, and surrender. Please clear the road so that I can build an impregnable fortress within you. It is not a matter of being flawless. It refers to the principle of honesty. You are welcome to bring me your bewilderment, disarray, and inquiries. That is acceptable. However, I am incapable of working with regard to my dignity. I am unable to authorize a protest. You want me to keep information that you are unwilling to share. That is not how freedom operates. It is acceptable. I have forgiven you. You relinquish, and I regain. This has consistently been the case. I understand that you have previously endeavored to reach this aim but were unsuccessful, but you must now rely on your faith. You should have the confidence in me to relinquish control. Do not cling to anything. Instead, put faith in me. I am superior to your perception of me. Trust me sufficiently to return. I am not enraged by your return, regardless of the distance you have traveled. I am exceedingly pleased with the outcome. You were meant to serve a bigger purpose. You are aware of it in your core. The discomfort you're feeling is the result of your soul's need for my presence. The vibrations are a manifestation of your spirit's desire for something that I am uniquely capable of providing. Don't settle for less. If you want to pursue your vocation, don't let distractions or momentary pleasures dominate you. Despite your efforts, you continue to experience a sense of emptiness. It's time to come home. I am the one that continuously generates feelings of restlessness, anxiety, and anguish in you. You have been increasing the volume of all other sources in order to drown me out while I tap. However, here I am again. I will not depart from you because you are deserving of it. Rather, I am unable to do so due to my overwhelming affection for you. It is too close to call now, and you have traveled too far to return. I witnessed you hauling weights that were not yours. I have observed you maintain a composed demeanor, despite the fact that you were experiencing an internal crisis. You can grin, nod, and say, "I'm fine," but I can see through that. Others do not perceive things the way I do. I notice the unspoken tears, mental struggles, and continuous exhaustion. I understand. I have been present for the entire time, waiting for your permission to enter. It is not necessary for you to maintain everything independently. I did not create you with the goal of allowing you to live autonomously. It is feasible to tell the difference, right? The technique in which items gain weight as they meander. When you do not speak to me, the light appears distant. If you believe that God is still anticipating your arrival with open arms, you are prioritizing safety over control. You have kept your distance from me owing to your fear of losing control. However, you are ignorant that control is a barrier keeping you from growing. You are not assuring your own safety. Your objective is to prevent me. You have been attempting to transport an item that I offered to do. Your shame, your dread, your pain, and the path you will take. You were never asked to rectify the situation. Please provide it to me. You thought it was a great move to turn your plans into deities. You stated that you are careful and rely on your knowledge. However, none of this has eased your distress. That is the reason I am contacting you at this moment. Because of the limited time and high expense, the product must be durable rather than delicate or subdued. This cannot be postponed any further. The repercussions become more severe over time. The longer you deceive, the colder your heart grows. Additionally, I will not permit you to enter into any legal complications without informing you beforehand. This device functions as your alarm clock. You are not living according to your values. You're already aware. It is palpable. I am not expressing this in an attempt to disparage you. I'm informing you of this in order to get you to go. Your peace, your soul, and your intellect are in conflict. The adversary is not simply wasting your time. His goal is to inflict you harm. However, I have prohibited him from interacting with the item I have provided him. That is of paramount importance. That is where the metamorphosis happens. Not more frequently, but when you give me everything. It is unnecessary for you to refine my petitions. I am interested in discovering the truth and experiencing emotions such as rage, doubt, and pain. I shall meet you at the site of the truth. I've done this on a constant basis. When you are aware that it is time to relinquish all control and place your faith in God, you continue to request a breakthrough from me. I request that you cooperate. I am not yet ready to relocate despite your desire. I've remained unchanged. I continue to fulfill the commitments I have made. However, I will not put new oil into a kettle that is still full of old pride. If you want to be free, you must give up all possessions. You've been putting off that covert wrong, private wrath, or silent revolt for far too long. I am not only concerned with changing your conduct. I aspire to transform everything and the sole method to achieve this is by being forthright. That is not accurate. I am aware that the enemy has informed you that you have failed on numerous occasions and that I am no longer interested in collaborating with you. If I was done, you wouldn't be reading this. You would not feel my pulse thumping against yours. This is not an act of remorse. That is the force of my affection beckoning you back. I am not repulsed by your state of decline. I am intrigued by it because I begin at the same point as you. I'm starting to rebuild where you gave up. You have endured humiliation as if it were an inherent part of your being. However, I gave my life to erase it. It was already in my possession. Each and every mistake, immorality, and improper conduct. It was sufficient amount of my blood. Please refrain from excavating the objects I have previously interred. Refrain from letting the past influence your future actions. I am not forcing you to consider the mistakes you made. I require them to be delivered to me immediately. What do you believe I see when I glance at you? Not solely the errors you commit. I understand the impact you can make, your vocation, and your strength. I can see the people that are waiting on the other side when you cooperate. It is not all about you, as you may think. Other individuals are impacted by your innovation. When you are free, other people will be available. It was never intended that you keep silent. You were designed to make the darkness quiver. However, it is impossible to maintain possession of it and execute this action. You are still in the running. You are not severely damaged. You are simply tardy. However, the situation may change today. You have the option of responding affirmatively once more today. You have the option to depart from the darkness and enter the light. I comprehend the magnitude of the terrifying experience. I'm aware that the legacy I want you to leave behind has become important to you. However, what I have in store for you is superior, more durable, safer, and will endure indefinitely. Give up the goods that you feel will keep you safe. The benediction cannot pass through. Healing is imminent when you comply. There is tranquility on the other side of abandoning what is unjust. When you let go of your resistance, you will be restored. You are not stuck in a routine. In order to preserve the chain's durability, it is necessary to continue providing them with nourishment. The power of divinity is unleashed with the declaration of enough. I am located nearby. I am not feeling a chill. I am not anticipating that you will change my opinion of you. I anticipate your approaching return home. It required a considerable amount of effort for you to demonstrate that you were in good health. However, doing so is needless. I'm already aware. By the time I contacted you, I was aware. I was aware of your failure. I was aware of the time you ceased praying, but you continued to attend church. I noticed when you laughed at others, yet grieved on your floor at night. I was aware of the situation but did not retreat. I've been studying, waiting, and withholding what could have killed you. Even after you abandoned me, I refused to give up. This is not a furious message. This is beneficial. I feel outraged, yet it is rooted in love. A holy conflagration that will consume whatever is preventing you from reaching me. I am not here to terrify you. I am present to assist. However, I won't pursue you indefinitely. They assert that I possess an abundance of forbearance. However, it is not limitless. There are times when one must be profoundly convinced, and others when one must make decisions. You are currently in a state of benevolence. Avoid squandering it. It will not be comprehended by everyone. People will accuse you of being overly emotional, but this is a personal matter between us. They did not sacrifice their lives for you. They did not make you while you were in utero. Yes, I did. You have a name, a story, and a purpose. I want you to embrace those things with confidence and without regret or constraint. However, instead of postponing the decision until tomorrow, you must respond affirmatively right away. Consequently, you are perpetually yearning for me, regardless of the distance you have traveled. You act like everything is in order. Despite your efforts to maintain a false sense of tranquility, you are acutely aware that you have become disoriented. You are tired. I'm also aware of it. You did not intend to extend your reach to this extent. They made subtle compromises and implemented small steps one at a time. However, the adversary does not require your disobedience. Take calm and steady steps away from me. This is all that is required. He whispers lies to you while he waits, telling you that it is best to remain silent because you are too far gone and have missed your chance. However, I am here to notify you of the reality today. You are not at a tremendous distance. You are not significantly harmed. We have not forgotten about you. You remain in my possession. Even if you believe God is calling you back to Him in love and mercy, the adversary seeks to implant guilt in you. He desires to crush you with your humiliation. He wants you to believe that I only love you when you are clean, pure, and completely made. It is untrue. Despite your continual blunders, I maintained feelings for you. You did not need to seek my attention in order to be liked. I harbored affection for you prior to your acquaintance with my name. I refrained from discontinuing. My affection is not fragile. It is not contingent upon your performance. However, I will not deceive you and assert that love equates to approbation. Love resolves problems. Love is a resilient force. Love speaks when it would be more appropriate to remain silent. I feel obligated to talk at this moment because of the importance of your life. There is too much pressure on your spirit. I didn't bring you here just so you could hurt yourself. I did not allow you to endure that agony, that betrayal, and that dark night solely to prevent you from experiencing any emotions. This moment, I preserved your life. That time when you would finally pause, listen, and realize I am still with you. I am not furious with you because I have hostility against you. I am enraged because I can discern the actions that are intended to cause you harm, and I am not going to remain silent about it. You have been asking for a breakthrough, seeking indications, and obtaining responses, and I am now going to react. It's this notice. Sometimes my voice will emerge unexpectedly in your life. My presence impacted your heart when you thought I'd given up. I did not. I kept my resolve. You may continue to contact me and await my arrival at this location. However, you cannot ignore me any longer. You have disregarded me for an extended period of time. One foot is in and one foot is out in order to avoid confronting what you do not wish to confront. However, grace does not justify your actions. This serves as your invitation. It is now imperative to disclose the truth. Not only with me, but also with you. You are aware of your possessions. I have been campaigning for an issue that you are aware of. You continue to reproduce that error, pattern, relationship, and concept. You convince yourself that it isn't that serious, but it has been causing you grief, and there is peace when I'm present. It vanishes when you allow another entity to assume my position. You do not require any additional discussion. You must give up your attempts. You already have an abundance of blessings. It is necessary for you to be damaged. They state, God, I've messed this up, but I'm prepared to return. I am not concerned about your chances of failure, Leva Ammon, as long as you are willing to walk in God's light again. I knew it was inevitable, yet I still chose you. However, I will not demand that you do so. I shall make a phone call. I'll caution you. I'll act as a reminder. However, I will not compel you to do so. You have the capacity to make decisions. As a result, your feelings for me would be genuine, and you would be unable to willfully cause me damage. This implies that you will actually cooperate. That is my objective. Your spirit. Your true spirit is uneven, messy, and faulty. That is exactly what I require. Not the fake one you show to others. Not the program you chose when you were aware that I was watching. I'm interested in the regions you hide, the elements that you have suppressed and do not appreciate. I am the only person capable of repairing what is hidden. I am the only one who can repair what has been damaged. Nobody else has the ability to rebuild something precious from the rubble you've left. However, I need your affirmative response. Not only with your words, but also by giving up all belongings and sacrificing your life. That marks the beginning of emancipation. Change begins at that point. I am most grateful for the entirety of your generosity, including the components that you do not receive. I am not intimidated by your uncertainty. I am not intimidated by your vulnerability. In reality, that is where my strength is most concentrated. I do not require your fortitude. I am the wellspring of your resilience. I do not require you to be perfect. I will supply you with protection. However, I need your consent. That is my objective for the day. Are you planning to respond in the affirmative? Remove the heart fragments from your thorax. Would you be willing to give up the things that are harming you in order to get the things that will keep you alive? I'm aware of the upcoming occurrences. I am able to perceive what you are unable to. I am aware that the road ahead will only become more perilous if you do not give up now. I'm not taking this action to chastise you. Rather, it's because breaking the rules usually has severe effects. I am not here to terrify you. I am present to assist. However, I will refrain from delivering any further cautionary statements. At some point, justice replaces grace. It is not wise to wait until the window closes. Please refrain from attempting to challenge my patience. Quickly return while you have the opportunity. This is not the end of your story, as long as the door remains unlocked and your heart remains open to my invitation. It is a fresh start that is consistently peaceful. Joy that remains constant regardless of the circumstances. The ability to persevere in the face of adversity. I am able to give you with that. I have always harbored that sentiment toward you. However, you must allow me to take the initiative. It is critical that you stop trying to write your own conclusion with your life's pen. I'll compose it. Please let me retrieve it. I will retrieve the stolen stuff because this is my profession. I repaid. I resolve issues. I renew existence. You believed it was too late, but I am here to tell you that it is not. As long as you can breathe, there is hope. I will always show mercy to you as long as your heart beats. However, do not delay. Please avoid from leaving at this time. This is the sole alternative. Please consider this an invitation. I am the God of heaven, who created you in the womb and is calling you back home. I am not amused by your suffering. Rather, I will not allow you to embrace fake peace. You've built walls around your heart to keep pain out, but they're also keeping me out. I am not demanding an ideal heart, but rather an open heart. Please allow me to enter. You once possessed a stronger conviction. You used to venerate me as if you were acquainted with me. However, fate has delivered you a blow. Individuals disappoint you. You gradually started to withdraw. You used the term maturity to describe it. They referred to it as wisdom. Allow yourself a small respite. However, you know the truth in your heart. You have been in a state of stagnation. You have kept my heart from me rather than giving it to me. I am informing you today that your safety will not be guaranteed by your distance. It will cause you to be torn apart, as there is no safety, tranquility, or recovery in the absence of me. If you are positive that you are ready to return to God and leave your past behind, say Amen. God has declared that this is a critical time for you, and every breath you take is enveloped in heavenly protection. According to God, Archangel Michael is present near you with a sword of light, not to scare you, but to protect you from the illusions that seek to deceive you. So, God informs you that this message is intended solely for you, and that He has been waiting for the right moment to reveal the events that have occurred behind your back. God informs you that your heart has been yearning for clarity, and heaven has provided it to you. Remember this, God says, and Archangel Michael urges you to immediately open your spirit, because the message you are about to receive has been delayed for an inordinate amount of time. Your mother has been secretly weeping, and God says she is more knowledgeable than you realize. Today, her tears carry a message from heaven. According to God, your journey was unlike any other. In the darkness, there were movements from people who should have held your hand but didn't, spiritual storms that tried to break you, and battles going on all around you that you were unaware of. According to God, He saw everything. According to God, He was watching over you every second of your life, even when you felt alone. He noticed your bravery as you went. He noticed you staying awake at night, contemplating your obligations, your family, and the pain you bear in silence, even when you were frail. God claims that He chose to communicate with you now because you are ready to hear the information that heaven has withheld from you. God says your mother's heart has been silently fighting. However, she has not told you about her weeping because she is aware of something you are not. She is not vulnerable, as evidenced by her tears. They are present to protect you. She is capable of sensing a spiritual force that you have not seen directly. Mothers experience pain before their children. God also claims that she has acted as a barrier between you and a spiritual peril that attempted to approach. She kept her emotions hidden so you wouldn't be alarmed. Gain. She didn't want you to be as concerned as she was, so she didn't share any information. However, heaven did not stay silent. Despite the fact that you were unaware of her emotional state, heaven heard every tear she shed and prayer she said for you. God informs her that the truth she knows will not harm her. It is intended to keep you safe. Something important to you has failed to meet her expectations. There is someone who appears concerned, but their true intentions are very different. She is hesitant to disrupt the peace with you, so she is unsure how to notify you. She weeps because the truth has had such a profound emotional impact on her. God has expressed His desire to relieve your burden today so that your mother does not have to weep silently. He wants to convey a message to you. According to God, speaking the truth will not have any negative consequences. It will liberate you. It will improve your ability to perceive clearly and strengthen you. It will show who really supports you and who doesn't. God instructs you to avoid fear. Nothing will go wrong when you're present. Right now, paradise surrounds you. Archangel Michael is now fully responsible for your safety. That is accurate. God said that because of his presence, darkness could not engulf you. You are secure. You will remain unharmed. You're surrounded by security personnel. God instructs you to keep an open heart, pray, and believe in him, because the information he is about to impart will benefit your future. Before we proceed, I'd like you to do something that causes the heavens to flow. I respectfully request that you click the like button as the weight of these words settles in your spirit. Not as a simple act, but as a spiritual awakening. By clicking the like icon, you are indicating to heaven that you agree with the message God is sending. You are facilitating the entry of God's blessings into your life. This acts as a marker, a point of connection, and a declaration that you are receiving the blessings spoken over your life. Press it now to experience the transformation. Press it immediately to see how heaven responds to your presence. A new era has begun in your existence. During this time, hidden truths will be revealed, and your mother's sorrow will be replaced with a sense of peace and relief. If you haven't already, I believe now is the time to subscribe to this channel. Subscribing to a channel allows you to do more than just monitor. The goal is to align with the prophetic outpouring that God is releasing. By clicking the subscribe icon, you confirm that you want to receive consistent revelations from God. You're expressing your desire to stay engaged with the content you're sharing. I am determined to keep my alignment with the prophetic promises you have made about my existence. Immediately carry out the action. According to God, there is one person about whom your mother has been concerned. Click the subscribe button to stay informed about the things that Paradise is giving up. It appeared to her that something was wrong, whether through sight or sound. She is hesitant to assign blame until she has evidence, but she is certain that there is a mistake. According to God, she was justified in following her instincts. Her spirit detected someone who was dishonest, envious, or hiding a secret plan. According to God, this person has been conversing with two different voices at the same time. One voice is present in front of you, while another is present behind. According to God, they are more concerned with your possessions than your identity. They are concerned or envious of you as they consider your potential, blessings, future, and destiny. God claims that they pretended to help you in the past, but their souls are now focused on something else. Your mother saw the signs, according to God. She noticed differences in their temperament, body language, and tone of voice. She felt a chilly, unsettling sensation in their vicinity. She asked God to protect you in her prayers. She wept because she did not want you to feel betrayed, disappointed, or in pain. God claims that she had a spiritual experience long before she could perceive it. The upcoming events are always visible to the mother's emotions. According to God, this is the source of her unrest. This is why she has been unable to sleep soundly. That is why her heart has been heavy. But God wants you to know that every tear she shed and every prayer she whispered was heard and reached God's throne. God informs you that your life is about to undergo a significant transformation. The truth that your mother has sensed will be revealed in the near future to ensure your safety and avoid harm. According to God, something that has been hidden will soon be revealed. A disguise will be released. A discussion will help to clarify the situation. A situation reveals an individual's true intentions. God says, this is not a form of punishment. This ensures your safety. It's not a loss. This is the essence of freedom. It is not detrimental. This is good for your future. God's intention is to prepare your heart now so that you won't be surprised when the truth is revealed. As you stand there, Archangel Michael advises you to remain calm, grounded, and connected to prayer. He claims that heaven gradually allows you to see, allowing you to move forward without fear. He tells you that you're not alone. You're not left to your own devices. You are not at risk. Heaven is keeping an eye on you. You are being invited to participate in heaven as you read this. You do not listen to this message passively. You are being asked to participate in God's actions. Please add these words to the remarks section. This safeguard has been granted to me. Execute it with great passion, not just with your fingers. Distinguish it. Accept it. According to God, your mother knows the truth about an action or conversation that was carried out or discussed with another person without your knowledge. Money, trust, relationships, or an individual's reputation may be at risk. An individual attempted to change circumstances in order to influence you, but they were foiled by God. It was stopped by God. Before anything bad could happen in your life, God intervened. That is why He promises you that there will be no complications. He isn't just relieving your distress. He is proclaiming a truth from the heavens. He kept a threat from reaching you, which is why you are safe. According to God, your mother was unable to express the message she wanted to convey to you. There is no reason for concern about her. She did not want you to place your trust in her at an inappropriate time. She believed that remaining silent would help her maintain her composure, but it actually made her emotions heavier. As God instructs her, the time has come to elevate her spirit. Heaven is preparing to tell you the truth in a gentle manner at the appropriate time. Your mother's weeping were prayers of sorrow, and God declares that she loves you deeply. God notifies them that their petitions have been acknowledged. The Bible says that God is currently touching your mother's heart. He is helping her develop resilience, comfort, and tranquility. He is evaporating her hidden emotions, causing her to feel relieved. He has sent angels to protect her because she has been bearing this burden alone for an inordinate amount of time. God promises that you will see her transformation. Her health will likely improve in the near future. Her anxiety will ease. She will experience less tension. Heaven is easing the burden on her soul. According to God, the truth she is aware of will eventually reach you in a unique way. There will be no pandemonium or shock. When it arrives, there will be a feeling of clarity and comprehension. It will reveal who is genuinely loyal and who is not. Individuals who are open will be able to reveal the person behind their expressions. It will astound you while also providing you with fortitude. According to God, it will not lead you astray from your destiny, but rather propel you forward. Your mother wept for fear that you would be hurt, but God assures us that she is unable to reach you. He will not let betrayal destroy you. He will not let deception influence the course of your life. It is claimed that He has built a barrier around your heart, mind, home, relationships, and finances. He assures you that you are fine. It can be found almost anywhere. You are completely safe from injury. God promises a blessing in the end. There has been a long period of anticipation for an important event. Something that will significantly impact your life. According to Him, the removal of the truth now allows this blessing to enter your life effortlessly. God informs you that you must be able to see clearly, trust wisely, and move without fear in the next phase of your life. God wants you to pray from the depths of your being this evening. This is due to confidence, not dread. He claims to be with you. He claims to be looking after your mother. He insists that your future is secure. He assures you that no adverse events will occur. He claims that all hidden information will be revealed in a cautious and thoughtful manner. He informs you that you were chosen by heaven and are being carried. God desires that you have an intimate relationship with Him, pray to Him, and believe in Him. Everything you require is available. You will understand all of the information that is required. Your mother's tears are currently being addressed by heaven. Archangel Michael, who stands beside this message with a dazzling sword of light, informs you that it is extremely important and is intended solely for you. He encourages you to read every word because the events around you are more profound than your eyes can perceive. Archangel Michael is instructing you to fully embrace this moment because it is not a coincidence, accident, or random thought. Your family, particularly your mother, has been under the watchful eye of someone in paradise. That is why these words were delivered to you. God insists that it is not because of your mother's weakness or lack of fortitude. She has been weeping behind your back in order to avoid placing her burden on you. She understands a concept that she has not disclosed to anyone. She has felt a sensation in her spirit and has been saying a silent prayer about it. The prayer is so quiet that it is not audible through the walls of her home. God claims to have witnessed her weeping throughout the night. She quickly wipes away her emotions so that no one sees them. Tears flow from a place of love, fear, and safety in silence. This is the information that God desires you to have. Your mother has been deeply troubled by the realization that she is spiritually aware that something is wrong in your presence but unable to express it. She has been hesitant to tell you the whole truth because it may make you feel scared, disappointed, or overwhelmed. She has been keeping this pain close to her heart, praying that God would intervene and keep her from saying things that could rock your world. Today, God stated that He is coming forward because the era of secrecy has ended. Your mother is aware of a sensation that she felt before anyone else. She can tell when someone in your vicinity is emitting negative energy, when someone smiles to hide their true interests, or when someone's words fail to convey their true intent. She was not interested in making you feel ill. In her quiet prayers, she has asked God to protect you, open your senses, and remove the negative individuals who stand in your way without causing you harm. His words, gentle echoes, reverberated all night, eventually reaching him. This is the reason you are receiving this message right now. This is why Archangel Michael is remaining steadfast and urging you to stay alert and not rush through this moment. Events taking place include divine timing, divine revelation, and divine protection. According to Archangel Michael, your mother intuitively sensed or discovered something that was once insignificant but has since grown. She noticed an illogical pattern, including a strange change in the individual's voice, an unusual decision, and a shift in their behavior. She noticed that someone in your vicinity, in whom you had placed some trust, was not spiritually compatible with you. She perceived the threat first, before you did. She saw the signs, observed the movement of events in a way that made her uneasy, and rather than express her concern to you, she bore it alone. She did not want you to believe that she was interfering. She did not want you to feel in control. She merely wanted you to be safe, protected by God, and surrounded by goodness. According to God, your mother's spirit is more sensitive than she realizes. Although she may not express all of her thoughts publicly, her intuition is formidable. She can detect the vibrations around you. She is aware of the impending arrival of a benediction and the beginning of an attack. Your existence has been safeguarded by a shield she has built over the years, as she has prayed that you be surrounded by angels. However, God assures us that we are not alone, even when we feel isolated. Your mother's silent weeping has created a spiritual barrier, preventing you from being affected by a variety of unknown dangers. According to God, you have been preoccupied with various activities, attempting to manage everything on your own without realizing that your mother has been fighting a spiritual battle alongside you. She has noticed the tension, exhaustion, and internalized heaviness you carry. She has noticed your outward fortitude, despite the fact that you are internally fraying. She has seen you exit the door with courage, unaware of the extent of spiritual warfare that God has prevented from impeding your progress. She sensed a shadowy entity approaching you and wept because she couldn't warn you without terrifying you. According to the Archangel Michael, each tear your mother shed sent a signal to heaven, summoning angels and activating divine protection. She wept because she loved you and sensed a threat that you didn't see, and God is now revealing that threat. It may not be as significant as it appears, but it is important enough that God made you aware of it. Someone in your vicinity, pretending to be concerned and supportive, has been observing your movements with envy, speaking disparagingly about you behind your back, and attempting to understand your vulnerabilities. Your mother detected it. Even when they were beaming, she could see through them. She felt uneasy in her spirit, which caused her to weep. According to God, you will not be hurt. He repeats this assertion with conviction. You won't have any complications. The divine promise guarantees your safety and protection. He wants you to understand why your mother is sobbing quietly. She carries emotional burdens for those she loves. She absorbs the energies around her. Even before the facts are revealed, she feels the weight of situations. She doesn't cry because she lost. She weeps because of her spiritual awareness. Your mother understands that you are deserving of God's peace, happiness, and abundance. She understands that you are destined for blessings that will outweigh your past, fears, and challenges. However, she also suspects that someone or something is envious of your radiance. She has observed the indicators, fluctuations, and minor discrepancies in individuals' behavior. She avoided making any accusations without evidence, trusting God to reveal the truth. And today God has declared that He will reveal it through this message. Archangel Michael informs you that your mother's sorrows have not been in vain. They have been transformed into divine clarity, protection, and miracle seedlings. At this time, I'd like you to consider someone who requires this message. This person's mother has been secretly weeping, and they need to know that heaven is collecting their tears. God intends to use you as a vessel to deliver this innovation to another person. Share this video. Send it. Post it. When you speak prophetically, you activate a greater level of anointing in your own life. When you help others have an epiphany, it happens faster. Immediately click share to become a conduit for heaven's revelation. God has observed every tear that has fallen. He has them in His possession. He turned them into divine intervention, guidance, and fortitude. This is why you are safe, even when you believe danger is imminent. That is why you persist even when others predict your downfall. This is why blessings follow you, even when others try to stop you. I am currently experiencing the presence of paradise with great intensity, and I am confident that you are too. This is the time to capture the work that God is doing in your spirit. I'd like you to leave a comment in the comments section. My senses are being stimulated. Let these 3 words serve as a declaration to heaven that you are ready to reveal what has been hidden. According to God, your mother wanted to communicate with you but was unable to do so. She was concerned that you would fail to understand her. She was concerned about appearing authoritative or nervous. Her intention was not to cause you any inconvenience, but this is the message she wanted to convey. Be cautious. Ensure the preservation of your vitality. Your success is not universally celebrated. She was genuinely moved by it. She was aware of the issue. She chose to pray rather than speak, believing that God would resolve the situation. God, according to him, has resolved the matter. According to God, anyone who intends to harm you has already been spiritually barred. Their plans were unsuccessful. Their comments are now meaningless. Their authorization has been revoked. You were unaware there was a problem until God intervened. Your mother's prayers had an impact on heaven that you cannot comprehend. He claims that if you were aware of the many dangers that your mother's tears have averted, you would be more grateful for her silent fortitude. Your mother has worked tirelessly to protect your future, declares Archangel Michael. She has been praying for your success, relationships, health, and ability to handle your finances. God has instructed her to eliminate anyone who does not genuinely care about her. Her tears were caused by seeing you put your faith in the wrong people, believe the wrong promises, and trust the wrong souls. She wasn't sure how to give you a warning without making you feel sorry. She then wept. She said a prayer. It was bestowed on God. God is currently informing you about this matter. God desires that you spend more time with your mother. It is not always about the specifics, but rather about expressing gratitude, honesty, and affection. She requires your help to alleviate her distress. She needs assurance that you are safe, healthy, and spiritually aware. She has felt fear, and God wants to ease her worries. She prioritizes your well-being over her own. God tells you to stay close to her, heed divine warnings, and trust your instincts in order to respect her spirit. Archangel Michael wants to emphasize this point. Don't ignore your instincts in the coming days. If you dislike the energy emanating from a person, you should avoid them. Do not force yourself to stay in a situation that causes you distress. If you feel spiritual unease in the presence of someone, follow your instincts. God is fortifying your spiritual senses, allowing you to perceive phenomena that your mother has been observing for months. God promises that the truth will be revealed to you without your intervention during this time. Masks will inevitably be dropped. The concealed intention will be revealed. Alignment is currently the best course of action. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Subscribe to this channel to receive more surprises. More profound truths are about to emerge. When paradise speaks once more, you want to be connected. It is critical that you remain under this prophetic envelopment. By subscribing, you make a connection with God. May you continue to guide me in the direction you intend. You claim that in order to ensure your prophetic alignment for the upcoming season, you must immediately click the subscribe button. The actions of those who claim to support you will expose their true intentions. Anyone who tries to harm you will be punished by God. He will elevate you above the things designed to sap your energy. He will bring order to your previously chaotic life. Furthermore, God declares that He is healing your mother's heart by removing her tears. He is relieving her distress. He is relieving the anxiety she has been suppressing. He is giving her the assurance and fortitude that she is safe, secure, and under God's protection. He is bestowing His blessings on her because of the love she has. He is giving her a thoughtful gesture in appreciation for her quiet prayers, similar to what your mother did. God desires that you have faith in Him. It is critical that you maintain the belief that the current situation is intended to protect you, facilitate your development, and clarify matters. You are entering a period of revelation in which nothing will be concealed. Individuals' true natures will be revealed. Things will undergo a positive transformation. Blessings will come unexpectedly. Doors will be easy to operate. It is possible to believe that God is with you. He says it repeatedly. Nothing will go wrong when you're present. You are secure. It is secure for you. You are being guided by God. Your mother's tears have already changed your destiny. Archangel Michael informs you that his wings are extended, his sword is drawn, and he is protecting you with every step as heaven surrounds you. According to God, this message is of the utmost importance and is only for you. As these words approach you, you'll notice a change in the atmosphere. This is the exact moment that heaven chose to communicate with your heart. He states, "Listen, because the information I am about to disclose is something that I have been eagerly anticipating for you to comprehend for an extended period of time." Archangel Michael then speaks in a resonant, steady voice, full of protective energy. He claims that if you could perceive what I see, you would never doubt again. Michael, the archangel, stands with his wings spread, enveloping you in a field of light. His words imply that there is currently an external force exerting pressure on the boundaries of your life. It attempted to enter without your permission, but all entrances have been blocked by the heavens. According to God, your mother's tears have created barriers that the darkness cannot overcome. She cried while you were gone. She wept while you were asleep. When you left the house with a heavy heart, she wept, and those tears turned into living water that flowed around you, extinguishing every fire that was meant to end your fate. Today, God desires that you understand a concept deeply. Your mother did not cry because she was weak. She wept as a result of an incident you were unaware of. She wept because she saw a movement in the spirit world and realized that her prayers were the only way she could be rescued from the chaos. According to God, there were nights when you were restless, unable to sleep, and always anxious. Your mother was awake at the same time, but she seemed unconcerned. She was involved in a conflict. She prostrated before the throne of heaven, invoking your name. She asked God to protect you, guide you, and thwart the plans of anyone who wanted to exploit you for personal gain. According to God, she never stopped speaking. Even though she was too tired to speak, she prayed in her heart. Even when she couldn't speak, her tears spoke for her, and heaven never forgot about them. Archangel Michael wishes to inform you that your mother's prayers have achieved a level of power rarely seen in the general population. She cherishes you in her heart like a flame does light. She does not need to be in close proximity to you to be aware of the situation. She can detect when your energy levels fluctuate. She can tell when something is disrupting your peace of mind. She is aware of negative comments directed at her because her spirit reacts before your auditory perception. According to God, this is not a mistake. In a spiritual sense, this is the love bond that God created between a mother and her child. No, it's impossible to break. It is protected by God. God has stated that He wishes to honor the bond between you and your mother by disclosing the information that she has withheld from you for an extended period. God claims that she noticed something in the way you interact with one another that didn't please her. She saw someone enter your life who was not a good person. She felt a chill beneath their warmth after seeing them smile, converse politely, and express genuine interest in your goals. She was unable to comprehend it. She had no evidence to back up her claim, but she was aware of it. It was an emotion she never forgot. It became heavier as time passed. She stayed awake as a result. It prompted her to say a prayer. When no one was present, she began to cry. According to God, that person has been extremely close to you. They have been observing your weaknesses, areas where you struggle, and areas where you are prone to injury. They have been gathering information about you with the intent of using it against you in the future rather than to help you. The statements they've made about you are unbelievable. You're changing your language, not being clear about your intentions, and gaining attention by making yourself appear smaller. According to God, your mother knew about this before the general public did. She went through a psychological transformation in relation to them. She noticed that they were staring at you when you weren't looking. She noticed subtle tone shifts and illogical narratives. Occasionally, their mask would fall just enough to let her spirit see the truth of the situation. She wept. She wept because she did not want you to be injured. She wept because she knew how much you trusted this person. She wept because she wasn't sure how to persuade you not to do it without appearing to interfere. That is exactly what she did. She said a prayer. She wept. It was bestowed on God. God then declares, "I am now granting it to you." Archangel Michael wishes to assure you that you are not to blame for the dishonesty of others. Rather, he asserts that you should protect the qualities that God has instilled in you. There is something valuable in your person. Others desire what you possess. People are envious of you because you have a calling, a gift, or a purpose. Individuals who cross your path are not always available to help. Some of them are there to watch you. Some of them are here to imitate you. While you are away, some of them are there to take pleasure in your demise. God says your mother witnessed this. The smiles were clear to her. She was not fooled by the kind words. She was able to recognize an act of loyalty in order to prepare you. She bawled because she knew the truth would eventually come out. God declares that you are prepared for this moment. You can hear the sound. You are of sufficient age to handle it. You are spiritually aware and capable of handling the situation without fracturing. This message is currently being sent to you as a result of this. Heaven is a place where no time is wasted. Heaven never communicates too early or too late. Heaven communicates with you only when your spirit is ready to receive the message. God declares that this is the right moment. Archangel Michael advises you to take a deep breath and let your heart relax. You will not be destroyed by the information you are about to receive. It will transport you back to your home. You will be unable to break. It will strengthen you. It won't make you angry. Afterward, your mood will improve. God declares that people are liberated when they understand the truth. Obtaining clarity is a source of calm. To stop being deceived demonstrates fortitude. That is the gift you are currently receiving from heaven. Teal, clarity, power, liberty, and peace. We are almost done with this message. However, I need one final statement from you before we leave. Currently, it is critical to preserve the divine message that has been bestowed upon you. Please leave a comment to indicate that you are available. Instead, I want to be liberated. Rather, I want to be liberated. However, I am unencumbered. Declare that this is now your reality. Declare that this is correct for you. Speak it over your future, relationships, mind, and heart. I'm currently unoccupied. Compose it right away and feel the bonds released. Feel the weight shift away. Indulge in the peace of heaven inside your heart. I'm currently unoccupied. Your mother has been carrying a burden that God never intended for her to bear alone. She has been preventing you from viewing items that she believes would be harmful to your health. However, God assures you that the news will not harm you. You'll awaken. It will allow you to identify previously unobserved patterns. It will help you understand why certain tasks have been difficult. why certain doors have felt stuck, and why certain people appear to be distant despite their proximity. According to God, the person your mother perceived was working in ways you couldn't see. They have given you advice that is intended to confuse you in your current situation. They have been providing you with advice that was designed to keep you from fulfilling your destiny. Despite their apparent sadness for you, they have secretly rejoiced over your setbacks. They planned for you to trip and fall in order to take advantage of opportunities they see as theirs. God said that your mother was the victim of it all. It was ingrained in her bones. In her spirit, it was. She felt remorse every time she saw that person near you. She wept. She wept because she wanted to tell you the truth, but her affection prevented her from doing so. She wept because she wanted to seize you, shake you, and make you see. She did not intervene, however, because she was concerned that she would harm you. While you were trusting, she wept because she was aware of the situation. He then informs them that a burden will be lifted from both of them. Archangel Michael wishes to inform you that preparations are underway in heaven to reveal what has been concealed. Individuals will monitor conversations. The notes will be reviewed. It will become clear where patterns are. The truth will be revealed, not because of a fight, but because of God's perfect timing. That person's actions will reveal who they are to God. No, you will not have to blame anyone. You will not have to confront them. You will not have to show anything. They will naturally emerge because darkness cannot hide forever when there is light, and the light grows brighter as you walk. Your mother will feel relief like she hasn't in months, according to God. When you begin to see clearly, distance yourself from things that are bad for you and take care of your energy and heart. So, she will be able to sense it. It will be clear to her that her prayers have been answered. She will know that God accomplished what she couldn't. She'll realize her tears were worth it. She will finally rest. God instructs her to take a break. It's been too long since her last fight. The distance between them has been too long for her. They weren't supposed to be hers alone, but she's been carrying them around. Heaven is now coming to comfort her. God says, keep being close to her, check on her, and let her know you're okay. This will allow her to find peace. That is all she needs to know. She does not need to be told anything. She wants to see your face. She needs to hear your voice. She wants to experience your love. That's enough for her. That's all she cares about. Archangel Michael wants you to know that your mother is one of the best things that ever happened to you. Yes, she is not perfect. She does wrong things. Things are hard for her too, but her love for you is real. She prays for you all the time. She really does look out for you. God tells you to respect that. Not with big actions, but just by being there. Not with expensive presents, but with real time. Not with empty words, but with real connection from the heart. You're needed. You need her too. That bond is holy. That bond will last forever. That bond is a part of your fate. God wants you to know something else. Something about the way you feel. There are things you have been sensing too. There's been a sense that something is wrong. There have been little signs that don't make sense. There have been times when you feel uneasy for no clear reason. God says that wasn't worried. Nobody was crazy about that. The feeling you had was what your mother has been feeling. That was heaven letting you know. That was God's way of trying to get your attention. You didn't pay attention to some of those feelings because you didn't want to think the worst of other people. You didn't pay attention to some of those signs because you wanted to play it safe. That's okay with God. He knows how you feel. In general, He knows that you are not suspicious. He knows you want to find the good in other people. He also wants you to know that being able to discern is a gift. You should use it more. He wants you to listen to what the Holy Spirit is telling you, says Archangel Michael. Pay attention to the sudden pain or discomfort you feel. Listen to the thoughts that tell you to take a step back. Wait, watch, and pray before you act. That's not a random list. What you see are messages from God. These are safety alerts meant to keep you from getting hurt. That place of wise choice has been home for a month for your mom. God is now making the same gift stronger in you. You will acquire the ability to perceive events from her perspective. He desires for you to experience the same emotions as she does. He is instructing you on how to ensure your own safety, as she has been doing. And as long as you both maintain that level of spiritual awareness, nothing can easily infiltrate your lives. You collaborate as a team. You transform into a force. You transform into a wall of fire that the darkness is unable to penetrate. This is currently occurring, according to God. This is not a guarantee for the future. This is a current reality. As you progress, you will develop a greater sense of spirituality. Things that were previously unambiguous will regain their clarity. Individuals who were previously capable of deceiving you will no longer be able to do so. Things that previously utilized you will no longer do so. You are improving. You are currently being reared. You are preparing for greater ambitions. Your mother's tears have contributed to this improvement, according to God. The spiritual cover was increased as a result of each tear she shed. As she whispered each prayer, your spiritual armor was fortified. Every night she was unable to sleep, and as a result she fortified the ground beneath your feet to prevent it from being moved. You are responsible for more than merely expressing gratitude to her. It is imperative that you are cognizant of her. It is imperative that you observe her. It is imperative that you develop affection for her. Archangel Michael wishes to inform you that your mother is a source of pride for God. She was proud of her strength, her diligence, and her love. Her faith was a source of pride for her. She remained by your side throughout the entire duration. She consistently believed that you would experience favorable outcomes. All the time, she prayed for your safety. Now, heaven is rewarding her by fulfilling her prayers in ways she never imagined possible. You are the answer. Your safety is the answer. The solution is to be explicit. Your future is determined by that response. Tell her that I see her, God says. Inform her that I have every tear in my hand. Inform her that I am transforming her sorrow into happiness. Inform her that I am utilizing her suffering to assist you in achieving your objective. Inform her of your concern for her. Inform her that you have heard her. Inform her that you cherish her more than words can express. According to God, this is a sacred period for you, your mother, and heaven. Prior to its expiration, take action. Contact her. Retain her. Express gratitude to her. Inform her that you comprehend the situation, despite your lack of knowledge regarding the specifics, that she has been transporting a heavy object and that you would like to assist her in doing so. She is not required to express herself. She is not required to exhibit anything. She requires only to be informed that you are aware. She merely requires you to be aware that you are concerned about her. To experience the bond that is exclusive to a mother and child, she must do so only once. The link is on the brink of becoming more robust, according to God. It will become more robust in the near future. It is on the brink of granting you both significant power, and any attempt to harm you will be unsuccessful, as you will unite in prayer, stand together, and rely on God. According to Archangel Michael, he continues to wield his sword. His safeguarding remains intact. His presence continues to be felt in your vicinity. He asserts that no weapon designed to harm you will be effective. There is no strategy that is intended to cause you harm that will be effective. Plans that are motivated by envy will never achieve their objective. You will remain unharmed. You are secure. It is secure for you. A protection that is impenetrable has been sealed by your mother's tears. Go now and find tranquility. God commands. Proceed immediately and rely on my instructions. Please proceed to express your affection for your mother without any restrictions. Now proceed to walk without fear. I agree with you. I have been by your side throughout the entire time. I will never abandon you either. I assure you that this is my commitment. This is the reality for you. This is your reality. Nothing will go wrong when you're present. You're mine. I am also yours indefinitely. Archangel Michael withdraws, yet he remains present to safeguard you. His radiance remains with you. His fire continues to consume anything that is not intended for you. Heaven is so devoted to you that it will never come to an end. God informs you that the moment is now. Acquire it. I really believe it. Kindly experience it. Amen. Before you leave, I have one final assignment for you. It is the desire of heaven for you to assist in the dissemination of this message to another individual. An individual you are acquainted with is experiencing hardship. An individual whose mother is experiencing melancholy in secret. An individual who requires confirmation that you are aware of their tears and are on the brink of making progress. Please transmit this video immediately. Inform your family about it. Add it to your narrative. Inform your groups about it. It is possible to increase the anointing in your personal life by sharing prophetic content. When you provide the breakthrough, you are simply passing it on to another individual. It expands. Your responsibility is to establish a network. Share the news about the miracle of another individual by clicking the share button. Be assured that heaven is observing as you share. It is important to recognize that your obedience serves as a catalyst for progress, not only for others, but also for yourself. You can now depart in tranquility. Share now with confidence. Monitor the actions of God. Before we wrap up this captivating story, I recommend that we take a moment to reflect on this deep reality. This message was not discovered coincidentally. This is not just a coincidence. This is Archangel Michael's direct message to you. He extends his hand and invites you to a high-vibrational, protected community where divine abundance is more than a hope, but a promise. This spiritual idea is quite simple. Nonetheless, it has the capacity to transform your entire life. You will not just gain blessings if you follow it. They will multiply and permeate all aspects of your existence. Accepting this invitation grants you immediate, early access to potent content and heavenly insights that are now unavailable to the broader public. You now have the opportunity to enter a sacred area where you will receive unshakable support, spiritual guidance, and speedy progress towards your destiny. Do not miss out on this historic opportunity. Your triumph is near. This is the only way to assure that you never miss direct, targeted messages designed to improve and empower your life. However, your energy, presence, and attention are already invaluable. Action is required. Your abundance is ready.